to translate what that means, because I think for the team that just scored, their defense, I think they'll be more aggressive now. They'll be bolder. They're playing with a lead and an early one and some momentum. So if you're the offensive coordinator on the other side of the field, you'd better be prepared for some heavy pressure coming your way. They're going to try and get another big score and a big one early.
Prater for the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So now the other return teams out there, as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 29-yard line.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Now Prescott. It's caught by Aguilar. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
This is Freeman on first and 10. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9. Prescott, that's caught. The tight end Hill. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there and a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line. From the gun, it's a run for Freeman. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. That one good for 12 yards in a Kansas City first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Check, lucky. We're going to fix it for Wiley. Check.
They run. Devontae Freeman. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On second down now, it's Freeman. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 11. 22 yards there, a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. This is Freeman. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Watch twins. Watch twins. Single 47.
On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance and his ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there.
So we've seen these be tricky from time to time. You know, you've almost got to cut the ball to make it go through. And this time he cut it a little too much, and he sliced it.
Yeah, and he'll tell you, no excuses on this one. It's a kick every NFL kicker should be able to make in his sleep. But your word was definitely correct. He sliced that one, and he'll miss it wide to the right.
A run with counter on 1st down, going to get about 5. 2nd and 5 coming up. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 25-yard line.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
54. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
He's going to be stopped well behind the line of scrimmage, and that's pretty much going to wipe out their gain from 1st down. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Let's go now. 70, Indy. Hey, orbit. Mike 54. Mike 54. Time to go, night. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. You're out. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. Go.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And he's taken down. A cheap sack. Raekwon McMillan coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th. Here's the Raiders punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. After 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter from Oakland, the homestanding Raiders with the football here. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Here's the Raiders punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Two times. We got 4. Hey, watch number 5. Hey, kill. 47. Mike 14. Let's go, team. Big series. We'll go 47.
Now Prescott. It's caught. Smith. Give him 3 on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Shit. Check 9. Big in.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage. But it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force. And they had that to pick up the first down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott. Oh, what a move. And Anderson's got it. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here's Prescott. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 38-yard line.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage. And that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Here's Prescott. And that's off the mark, incomplete. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride.
But there was no trace of nervousness there. He was able to diagnose that play from his linebacker position, stay in excellent coverage, and bat the ball away.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. They run from the pistol here with Freeman. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
And their first down, Chiefs.
Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day. 6 guys, check 6 guys. Mike 14. Watch the flat.
Prescott on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Well, the pressure gets to him again. Von Miller, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And he's got the hook up to Landry. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. He'll field this at the 5. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait in Hampshire Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Right, didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Check 52.
To throw on 3rd down. Herbert. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's the Raiders punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
He's not going to get me. There we go. Kill. There we go. Going to 53. Top dog. All right, flash.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop him with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Brett Kern now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Let's go.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would get...
Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Landry, the intended target. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
It's now 2nd and 6.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Ready, go. Shoot! Hey, foxtrot. 54, Mike, 54.
2nd and 6. And the Chiefs are going to get him.
And we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. James Conner, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Well, those first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Get ready. Their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 to score as they regroup with 1st and nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaq Lawson. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
After the sack on 1st down, Prescott, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
He's got Freeman here. It's complete.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. Yeah, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 26-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
Here's Brett Kern now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. That's taken on the 25. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
At their 49-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Mike 53. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. Slam, slam, slam. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming. Double up. Check. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Check. Check out. Get up. Get ready.
They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 11 yards there, 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. He's got the first down here inside the 30. There he goes, right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. In for to score. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And that drive happened quickly, which is great because they scored the points, but then their defense has to come right back out on the field.
It is exciting, isn't it, for the offense to do that? The defense is saying, okay, that's cool, but let's not make it a habit. We need to get some rest sometime.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Let's see what you got. Pick the edge, pick the edge. Come. Check it back. We're going to 54. Why is?
Now Freeman, he's been busy today. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Prescott to throw it. And that is incomplete. Here's Brett Kern now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
That's right, baby. They don't want it. Out. Check 24. Check 24. Deuce. Watch safety creep. Safety's creeping. Watch that.
Again, it's Connor. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Herbert. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
Well, that's just simply not right. To make that kind of a catch, that spectacular, and not get a first down out of it.
I guess he could put it on his personal highlight reel, however.
Yeah, he'll get the catch, he'll get the yardage, but doesn't get what he really wants.
90 Wolf. They can't hang with us.
On 4th down, Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
Let's go. 50, plant. Mike 54. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there, huh? Mike 54.
Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Raekwon McMillan able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike.
Second and long. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. 22 yards there, a first down.
There's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk.
25, check 25, check 25. Hatchet, Jim. Now.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
All the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. James Conner, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 24-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
No, we're going to 53. 26.
Now a carry for the shifty Dion Lewis. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Prescott down. Complete. This is Lewis. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The end result, 21 yards. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And his throw here is incomplete. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Landry again the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Prescott to throw on 4th. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raider D, they get the football back. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that?
And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Larry Ogunjobi able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check, 53's Mike. We got to get the ball, D, get the ball.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Let's go one more. He's crashing. He's checking.
On 4th down, Herbert. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's get there. Back. Wide. Get wide. Get it.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Looking left sideline, it's complete. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game.
Hit it. 53. Check 53. Pick it up. Hey, Delta. Pick it up. Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike. You remember me? Yep. Let's go, baby. 53's the Mike. 53's the Mike. Hey, tighten down. There you go.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown.
I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head. But
that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end. And, you know, some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time. And they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for Oakland, they move back over 500 at 7-6. And they will hit the road next week to take